when this disappears.
Hi, and welcome to Geno's Picks. You know that show my brother does every week for tens and tens of people? Well, at least he made it worth their while this season, as despite his second straight 2-2 week to drop him to 38-26, Captain Fantastic sits at 59% against the Vegas spread, which has led gamblers who follow him to celebrate all season nearly as much as my family did this weekend when we realized he had no voice to scream racial slurs out the window. Not like it matters. They don't come when you call them anyway. Again, I'm reading this through one time, sight unseen. Sorry to go off script with that last line, Gene. In any case, let's get to the picks. The Giants are getting 6 from the Rams in New Jersey. And the Eagles defense made the league's favorite Italian stereotype, Tommy Cutlets, look like Dominic the Donkey. The G-Men are going back to the beginning of the song and starting this jiggity jig Tyrod Taylor. And make no mistake about it, Tyrod is going to ram it up LA's ass. As Tyrod is gabagool under pressure. Oh, I get a gabagool under pressure. And it's probably what a writer. And it's probably the most underrated competitor we've seen in the NFL in the past decade. The G-Men keep it close and maybe even end the New Year with a W just before the big ball drops an hour east on Times Square. And Everton Ball drops 90 minutes on MAXXX LOADZZZ. G-Men +6.
There you go. Hold it up. Okay, go.
The Seahawks are giving 3.5, a hook, as they say, to the Steelers in Seattle. Yes, I love the Seahawks because they are the microcosm. I said microcosm, not to be confused with the thing I gave Maxine 10 minutes before taping. I did not read this beforehand. Nope, I mean microcosm, as in this Seattle team encapsulates the characteristics of something much larger that is my life. Because a monkey named Geno controlled both. What a gifted character. What? My little brother, Geno's shining zodiac sign is the monkey, not Geno Smith. I mean, he does control my joy, but I have no idea where that ship's birthday falls in Gook astrology. Unbelievable. What I do know is Geno Smith has countless quality starts under his belt, while Mason Rudolph has one. He ain't getting a second straight against the Seahawks D in Seattle's December weather. Seattle minus the 3.5. The Chargers are getting 3.5 from the Broncos in Mile High. If any of you NFL fans that had this game circled as a huge Week 17 matchup between Russell Wilson and Justin Herbert, you still might be right, because the circle is also the shape of a zero. And that is what you'll be watching. That's what you'll be watching, a pair of zeros. Yeah. As Easton Stick replaces an injured Herbert, and Jared Stidham replaces a benched Russell Wilson, who benched himself, it seems, after Wilson said yesterday that the team told him in late October, after he beat the Chiefs, that they would bench him if he didn't adjust that $37 million guarantee. So let me see. Doing nothing for $37 million or work for less.
Because he's black.
I read an ESPN article, so they left out Wilson saying, "Give me a cotton picking minute to decide." Kidding, it took 1/16th of a minute for him to choose what he always has of late himself. And he has gotten a little lost, little fella. Yeah. Wilson is gone after this year, and he leaves a crippled team in his wake. Meanwhile, the Bolts family have a man they respect leading the team in Gift Smith. Take the Bolts to cover, and maybe even the money line if you're feeling frisky. LA plus 3.5. Thanks. Oh no, thank you. To double your money, get it all right on Monday night. That's not what it's called. Whatever. The Packers are getting 1.5 from the Vikings in Minnesota. The Seahawks, I think, need the pack in this one. The big news this week, at least, is Green Bay was the suspension of star cornerback Jair Alexander for this Jair Alexander for this week's game. After he went out for the coin toss with the captains to start the game and nearly cost the team possession at the start of each half for saying defense instead of defer. Of course, given he's the NFL's highest paid corner in the league at $21 million, at $21 million a year, I'm surprised he didn't look at the coin and say, "The fuck is that?"
He nailed it.
Also, if he was smart, he could have gotten out of it saying he went out there out of habit because our defense under Joe Barry is on the field 90% of the time. Anyways, Alexander should be able to enjoy his week off as the Vikings will be starting rookie Jaron Hall, their fourth different starter this year. And that is just too many changes for the Vikings to overcome to ever get into a rhythm. Green Bay by 1.5. And those are Geno's picks. God bless us, everyone. Happy New Year.